Hello everybody, welcome. This is Will Mitchell from StartupBros, and today I want to talk about the 5 top most profitable purchasing decisions I've made in the last couple of years. You know, as entrepreneurs, purchasing items as an entrepreneur works very differently for the mainstream person, right? There's a lot of things that many people would consider a splurge or a luxury purchase that is actually a profitable, smart purchase for an entrepreneur, right? Because we constantly have to free up our time, our energy, and our brain space so we can spend more time creating value for others. And that's how we grow our business, right? So we always have to think about the purchases we're making and how they're going to affect our time expenditure, right? How is this going to affect the day-to-day time that we spend doing stuff, right? So I'm going to talk about the 5 most profitable purchasing decisions I've made in the last couple of years, and hopefully this will start to help you kind of see some areas of opportunity in your own life too. So the number 5 most profitable purchasing decision I've made in the last couple of years is actually the purchase of my supercomputer. Now, I had a pretty fast computer before, but our video guy actually knows a guy that builds computers for LG. And as people are creating the next Shrek and the next Pixar movie, the next Toy Story, well, he makes all the computers that actually make that happen, right? So these are, he sells for $15,000, $20,000 machines. And we actually got one built for us for just $6,000, which is, yeah, a crazy amount of money. But guys, if you're spending all of your time on your computer, right? If you run an online business and all of your time is spent on your computer, well, you want that thing to be blazing fast. You want that thing to be so awesome that you don't have to wait for anything. You don't have to worry about anything. Everything just kind of happens automatically. So this computer is absolutely awesome. It's pretty much decked out, 128 gigs of RAM and just all the best stuff in there. And then the other thing too is you have to think about the environment that you work in, right? What is your office environment? What is your work environment? For me, I looked into a lot of the studies that have been done on productivity, and Microsoft is actually one of the #1 companies that do all these studies on productivity, and they've only found 2 things ever. They spent like $90 million on this research. They found 2 things that will actually increase everybody's productivity across the board. The first one is the size of your monitor, right? The bigger your monitor, the more productive you're gonna be. The smaller your monitor, the less productive you're gonna be. So we want big monitors. And the other thing that Microsoft found is that having multiple monitors actually makes a huge difference. So we want multiple big monitors, and that's exactly what I've done on top of the actual computer upgrade. I also have my desk set up now where I have a big 34-inch screen, widescreen right in the middle, and then 2 smaller 29-inch screens on the side. And I just sit in the middle here, got my mouse, my keyboard, and I just chip away right here. And it's a really awesome experience. You're really kind of enveloped by your work, and that's what we want to do as entrepreneurs, right? So think about your office setup. This has been hugely profitable for me. Since I got this 34-inch widescreen, which cost me like $500, it's really exciting for me to get up and look at that screen because it just looks beautiful, it looks awesome, and highly recommended. Obviously, scientifically, some of the only things that can actually increase your productivity, having lots of monitors and having big monitors. So fun stuff there. The 4th most profitable purchasing decision I've made in the last couple of years is installing and starting to get passionate really about my home automation system. Now, home automation is something that's going to get bigger and bigger over the next few years. 10 years from now, it's probably going to be huge and just in every single house you see. But right now, we're still in the infancy, the very beginning of the home automation industry. And I've had a lot of awesome purchases in the last couple months that have really saved me time, saved me money, all these different things. The Nest thermostat is a really, really good one. Nest thermostat, you just install it where your current thermostat is. It watches for you coming home and leaving your house, so it knows to turn off your AC when you're not home and save you electricity. It knows to turn on your AC when you're on your way home, so you can arrive at a comfortable temperature. So it just does all these awesome things, helps just more energy efficient, things like that. So this is a great purchase. One that's been even better than that is the August Smart Lock. This is something you just pop on your front door and it automatically operates your deadbolt. And this is awesome because I don't have to worry about the door being locked again. You never have to think like, did I lock the door? Never have to think about that again because this thing automatically locks your door for you if you forget to lock it. If it's open for more than like 3 minutes, it'll go ahead and lock it. So that's awesome. I also have the ability to give my house keys out to other people, and I can even schedule it based on when I want them to have access. So for instance, like my cleaning company, I don't want to wake up every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. to let these people in. So I just had them download this app, the August app, and I gave them access to my house from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Sundays. So now I don't have to wake up. They just, come in, clean the house, go. There's nothing needed from me. Really, really awesome. Obviously, pretty much anyone that has to get in and out of my house, they have the August key, and I don't have to have a house key anymore either. I just have the August. So really awesome there. And there's tons of these guys. Having a garage door opener that links up with all this stuff, really important as well. So I don't have to worry about clickers or anything anymore. It all just happens automatically on my phone. So there's all these awesome home automation things coming up now, and I think it's worth checking them out from time to time just to see what can save you time, what can save you energy, and what can save you brain space, right? I don't have to worry about turning my AC on and off. I don't have to worry about my front door being open. I don't have to worry about clickers and all this stuff, right? This simplifies my life and allows me to create more value for other people. The number 3 best purchasing decision I have made in the last couple years is the robot vacuum, and I'm not sure how to spell vacuum. Robot vacuum is something a lot of people would call a splurge purchase decision, and it's pretty expensive. I mean, you can get them pretty cheap now, but the one I have is like $900. So these things are pretty expensive, but let's really think about how much time and energy these things save us, right? Let's say you spend just 15 minutes a week, right? Just 15 minutes a week vacuuming your house, and it's probably a lot more than that, right? But let's just say 15 minutes a week. Well, there's 52 weeks in a year, right? So 15 minutes times 52 weeks, that's 780 minutes per year. And if we divide that by 60 to figure out how many hours that is, you're talking about 13 hours per year that you're spending vacuuming. That's crazy. And if we extrapolate that out across let's say 50 years, well, now we're talking about 650 hours of your life that you're going to be sitting around vacuuming your house. That's crazy. So the robot vacuum, would you pay $900 for 650 extra hours of your life? Of course you would. Anyone would. But most people don't think about it that way. Most people think so short term that they don't look at this. They don't look at how will this purchase actually affect how I spend my time on a day-to-day basis. And will that help me spend my time more effectively in a more valuable way for the world? And that's what I really like to think about. So robot vacuum, obvious choice, right? This thing automatically at 11 a.m. every morning cleans my house for me. Once it's done, it goes and docks itself back on the charger and just gets ready to do it the next day. So robot vacuum, incredible one. And we're running out of room here, but my number 2 best purchasing decision of the last couple years is my team, right? And if you're just starting out as an entrepreneur, you don't have a team yet, well, maybe it's an assistant, right? Having a personal assistant or something, this is the type of thing where people will say, man, $600, $700 a week, this is crazy for a personal assistant. Maybe I'll do it next year, right? And I just disagree, because if you're an entrepreneur, having a personal assistant is something that's instantly profitable for you, right? As long as you're spending your time effectively and you can spend that extra hour or 2 a day that your assistant's gonna save for you, as long as you have something valuable you can fill that hour or 2 with, it's going to be profitable in most circumstances to get a personal assistant. Guys, I haven't had to worry about returning things, mailing things out, shipping things, paying bills, answering the front door. These are all things I don't have to worry about anymore, and it saves me hours and hours of time, and the amount of brain power it saves me to not have to worry about these things. That's where the real profit comes, because now I have more of my brain power ready to go create value in the world. And that's how we grow our business, is creating value for others. So I always like to think about my purchases. How can I free up more of my time moving forward, even if it's just 15 minutes a week, right? Those things can stack up to the point where you're literally living 3 to 4 extra hours a day than anyone else, because most people are in autopilot mode, vacuuming and doing all these other things, right? So my team and my assistant, incredibly profitable purchasing decision. this brings us to our number one most profitable purchasing decision of the last couple of years. This is something that I just don't understand why everyone doesn't do this. I think this is the future of everything. I think this has been by far my best purchasing decision the last couple of years, and it's something that a lot of people would call a splurge, but it's catered meals. And this is really awesome because, like, let me explain to you how my life used to work, right? So I would wake up every day and just go about my life. Whenever I got hungry, I would go into the kitchen and I would just start eating whatever I saw, right? Whatever was in the kitchen, I'm gonna eat some of it, just kind of sustain myself throughout the day. And then my girlfriend would get home and we would begin the conversation that I'm sure a lot of you have. Where are we gonna eat tonight? And we would talk about that for a good 30 to 45 minutes. Where are we gonna eat? Where are we gonna eat? You got all these different options, right? Once you finally decide where you're gonna eat, you gotta call them, get the, place the carry-out order. Now we gotta go drive 30, 45 minutes to go get this stuff. You gotta throw this stuff away. It's a nightmare. And most people just don't think about the time and the energy, the actual cost of preparing your own meals or even going out to eat, all these different things. So I signed up with this catered meal service, and it's pretty expensive. Most people say it's expensive. I think it's really cheap, but it's about $7.50 a meal. And I used to spend more than $21 a day on food, just eating out. Just going out to eat is going to cost me much more than that, much more than $7.50 a meal. But a lot of people think it's expensive. I don't get it. But so catered meals, these things have been an absolute game changer for me because now every day at 7 o'clock, some guy rings my doorbell and he drops off my breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the next day. It's a fully balanced meal. I don't have to worry about what's in it. Did I eat too many vegetables and fruits this week? Did I not eat enough? I don't have to worry about any of that because they take care of all of it for me. I have balanced meals that give me tons of energy, and there's no time expenditure for me to actually do that. I think this is just such a no-brainer decision. I don't understand why everybody's not doing catered meals. Again, this is gonna save you everything that we care about as entrepreneurs, right? This is gonna save us time. Guys, I used to spend 2 hours a day figuring out where I was gonna eat, going out and picking it up, placing the order, picking it up, cleaning it up, all these different things. It's a massive amount of time every day. So I'm saving 2 hours a day, plus I have tons more energy because I'm eating fully balanced, proportioned meals that are just done for me. It's incredible. So I got the energy and I got all the brain power, right? I don't have to worry about food. I have outsourced my diet to someone smarter than me, right? I'm an expert in a lot of different things. Meals and diet are not one of them. So I've outsourced that function of my life to someone who knows better than me. I have a nutritionist who essentially picks my meals for me and has them delivered to my front door for $7.50 a meal. And that by far has been my most profitable purchasing decision the last couple of years. Saves me so much time, so much energy, and so much brain space. But really, all of these things are things I think you should look at. And guys, keep in mind that you really want to extrapolate out your purchasing decisions. Entrepreneurs put a lot of time and energy into figuring out if a purchase is going to be profitable or not, right? Like, I know exactly why I splurge for a big screen. I know exactly why I have a smart door lock. I know exactly why I pay, 21 bucks a day for catered meals. I know all of these things because I've thought about them and I've extrapolated it out and figured out what it's going to actually do to my time expenditure day to day. Because if I can spend less time on these little recurring tasks that don't affect anyone's life but mine, if I can spend less time on these, that means I can spend more time sharing my expertise with the world and creating value in the world and changing the world through that value. And that's really what we want to do as entrepreneurs. So guys, definitely check out those purchases. Think about some of the purchases in your life. How are those affecting your time expenditure, right? Because the actual cost of a purchase is irrelevant, right? What matters is how is that going to affect your time and your income moving forward, right? And that's what you got to think about. So hopefully that helps you kind of see how I think about these things. Hopefully I inspired you to look at a couple of these things for your own life. And guys, if I missed any of these, let me know in the comment box. I'm always trying new things. And maybe your advice will be my most profitable purchasing decision of 2017. So guys, share your life hacks and things like that below. And if you want more videos like this, make sure to click subscribe. Guys, this is Will Mitchell from StartupBros. Hopefully this was valuable for you. Have an awesome day.